Hello everyone! It is 5 o'clock at night, and that is why the video is kind of darker than usual. So I've got another script today. Woo! Look at me getting my shit together. This one might be a little longer than usual, so just a heads up on that. But this is going to be kind of a realization that I just had about kind of reimagining your life. Even in small ways, and it's not going to be a list or anything like that. It was just kind of an epiphany I just have gone through, and I kind of wanted to tell everybody about that. So, for the first time in years, I revisited a meditation spot in my mind that I kind of made up when I was really young. So, probably 12 or ish when I was actually doing meditations, like with purpose. And this was back when I figured you actually have to create the world that you want to meditate in. So I took time to construct this place to go for meditations. It was kind of like this Japanese style garden. I had a koi pond, with some lily pads and a bunch of flowers and rocks and stuff. And there's a big flat rock where I would like to sit in front of the pond. And just sit there and do nothing, just be calm. So, when I was first creating this, I thought, hey, this is cool. I'll just sit on the rock, and if I feel like I need a yoga mat or something, then I'll just put one there. So, my father, in all of his finite wisdom, he was trying to teach me and my brother and sister, I believe, let's do meditation, with no real plan in mind. And just as a byway, an innocuous suggestion, why don't you put a chair next to your pond? So, I had already created this place, and I was like, okay, sitting on the ground. And as soon as he kind of suggested this, it kept creeping into my mind, and before I knew it, there was a chair in front of my pond that I did not put there, but it was just kind of like power of suggestion type subliminal thing in my mind that now I had a chair in front of my pond. And I struggled with this, trying to get rid of it because this is my space. You're creeping out on my space, and I felt like somebody had been tampering with what I thought was good, and, it felt like somebody had been invading your privacy. And no matter how many times I tried to move that goddamn chair, break it apart, throw it in the pond, set it on fire, it just wouldn't go away. It kept coming back. And that's kind of been a recurring theme in my dreams and meditations and stuff, is that there's this one oddball thing that even if I try to move it, it'll come right back and come right back, come right back. And it's really frustrating. So I, of course, was very frustrated. And I just couldn't get it to leave, and my own brain was under the influence of other people. So I kind of abandoned the area, more or less. Just because there was a lot of frustrations because of that goddamn chair. And I know this sounds trivial, but I was really pissed about the chair. And it felt like it was one of those respawning things in a game. You keep killing it, and it comes back and back and back. And so, as the years went on and I kept revisiting this place, if I concentrated super hard, the chair would go away for a little while. But if I lifted my concentration at all, it was still there. It was part of the landscape. So, like I say, I left that meditation space. And today, after I got home from work, I was sitting in my bed, and Roland kept coming in, asking for my attention. And I was like, okay, what's going on? So I started to do this meditation. It was a little hard to get into at first, but pretty soon I found myself at this old meditation spot. And I'm like, okay, what is this? And basically, he suggested getting rid of the entire area, the entire spot that I had created when I was a kid in my mind. The whole place of me trying to find a way to get away in my mind, a place to be safe where everything is calm, because Lord knows I had a lot of things to escape from when I created it probably 10 years ago. And so I did. I lit it on fire. Everything, every part of it. I just scrunched it all up like a giant canvas and lit it on fire. All of my pond and my trees and my shrubs and my flowers and probably my fish too. I just set it on fire. I wanted to set the chair on fire, but instead I broke it down, threw away the top part, and kept the legs, and made this nice altar table out of this goddamn chair. So maybe this chair was just waiting for me to do something with it. And once the area had been cleared out and there was nothing but wide open space there, then I started recreating something else. And I put my little new altar table in a corner, and I basically built this beautiful little witchy cottage around it. And there's a giant tree outside, and I've got a giant lake to look at out past the house, and it's in the Alps. So basically, an updated version of what is comforting and a place I can escape to automatically instead of my koi pond. So, the lesson I feel like in that is A, people will invade your space. People will invade your mind space. Whether or not you want them there, they can get into your brain and fuck with your head. But when you've had enough, burn it to the ground. Burn it all to the ground. Friendships, relationships, criticism, mean comments, lies, burn it down. Get rid of it. And if it means sacrificing something that once brought you joy and that something that once brought you calm and peace, get rid of it. Because these things that have been poisoned by something else, the entire thing is just a melting pot of bad memories and just bad in general. And things that used to bring you peace, now bring you sorrow and just a bunch of mixed feelings that are not good feelings. Then they bring up bad memories about times when you could have done this and then somebody said something, and it's just a big mess. It's a big historical mess of things that went wrong. So burn it all. That's what I have to say today. You are in control of you, and you can recreate things from the ashes of what you burned down, like I did with that chair. And maybe it'll be a growing lesson. Maybe it'll be something good comes from all of that pain and bullshit. Burn the bridges, babies. Burn the bridges. 2019! Okay, just kidding. But I'm serious about the last part. So, that was a little bit of a lesson of what I learned today. I learned something today. Wouldn't have thought it as much as I seem to know everything, would you? Well, I did. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I hope everybody enjoyed this. If you have something similar that you have dealt with in your life, on your path, in meditations, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Also, find me on my Tumblr. The Dark Rose. Dark Ocean Rose on there as well. Okay, I will be back later. Peace.